They're here to help the new mayor in case he has a heart attack when he sees all the money that we spend.
Oh,
Um, and then,
they're hot.
If you'd all rise, thank you. Warsaw-Wayne Township Fire Protection Territory Board meeting will be called to order. At this time, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you'd remain standing, we'll have a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. This time, because it's the start of the year, oath of office needs to be taken. I believe every member of this board. Andrew, put you in charge at this time. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I was intending to do everyone in mass, if that's okay, unless you all wanted to do them individually.
Any objections?
Just when I say state your name, actually state your name and not state your name.
All right.
kinda,
You all right?
yeah.
Okay, if you all could please raise your right hands. I state your name,
I, Jeff Gross,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and diligently
and diligently
discharge my duties
discharge my duties
as a member of
as a member of
the Warsaw-Wayne Township Fire Protection Territory,
the Warsaw-Wayne Township Fire Protection Territory,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
Okay. I've got each of one for you to sign and print. And you can pass them down to me, and then I will witness those for you.
Mr. Grossnick.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else need a pen? You need one? Jean?
Thank you.
Okay. Andrew, thanks. Very nice
No
job.
problem, thank you.
Appreciate that. The next item of business is roll call. Mike Clondaris,
Present.
Gordon Nash,
Present.
Jeannie Stackhouse,
Present.
and Jeff Gross present.
Special delivery. Right.
Dave Albritton absent. Fire chief is absent. For the record. Recognition of visitors. Thanks for everybody for coming. My selfishly first public meeting. Appreciate your patience with me, and again, thanks for attending. And also, all that you do. I recognize some of the uniforms here, so thank you. Reports oral and written. Lutheran EMS monthly report. This is a November report. Any comments on this?
Mr. Mayor, I think probably we ought to check the minutes first.
Oh, well, there we go. First meeting. Very good. Mike, I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
And I have read through the minutes.
All right, I'll take
So,
that.
If there are no questions or objections, I'd make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Thanks again, Mike, for that point of order.
Yes, sir.
Visitors, again, welcome. Reports oral and written. Lutheran EMS monthly report. Any comments? Thank you, sir.
Mark Peppel with Lutheran EMS. Alicia apologizes, she couldn't be here at this moment. So I guess you guys have all had the report. I just want to answer any questions that you would have. The only thing I can point out for you for November, it looks like about 9.75 responded outside of, our bases responded outside of the response, for the responses into Warsaw-Wayne. We had a total of 482 total responses, and we transported right at 80% of our patients into the hospital.
And that's for the month of November.
That's for the month of November. The one thing that Alicia wanted me to pass on was that what she was going to incorporate into this report next month was a look back at 21 and 22, including 23 into it also.
Comparison, nice. That's
Yes.
always really helpful information to have.
Yes.
Any other questions from the board?
None here.
Gordon, Jeannie, we good?
We're good.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
The fire department monthly report. Thank you.
You will see in November, we had 331 responses. That biggest number to look at right underneath that there is the 112 overlapping calls. And if you go back into your packet here a little bit, you will notice on the number of incidents overlapping, you see threes in several in that column down there. That means during that time, you had all three firehouses at an incident. So
Chief Bollinger, where is that? Could you maybe
that
point
is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, starting the 5th page back.
Page 5.
Yep, overlapping incidents, November 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, it starts off the first 2 entries there. You skip down, here's a few more entries of 3. So again, over a third of the time, you have more than one firehouse out on an incident.
Looks like most of the time there were at least 2.
Yeah, yep. Nothing out of the ordinary. There was one building fire that was an assist at Leesburg. Several vegetation fires that we went on that month. We gave mutual aid 3 times to local departments and received mutual aid once from Winona Lake. So 130, 170 EMS calls there of varying types.
Any questions from the board? Thank you very much
All right.
for that report.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Looks like a CARES update, newsletter. Chris, any good comments? Thank you.
No problem. Just like always, I like to point out the numbers. Michaela put this together for us. We do have Michaela and Tanya both are here this evening. They have yet to meet the new mayor, so I asked them to attend, and
All right,
if
good.
you have questions for them, they'll be happy to answer those for you.
Thank you for attending.
Numbers were down just a little bit. If you look at the second page of this, it shows we only went out 61 times in December. And then it's kind of broken down a little bit better. Mr. Clenderis, I think you asked for just a little bit different perspective on this.
Yes.
As I was informed by Michaela, we're still figuring out how to track things a little better with the new program.
I'm
So
sure.
this is going to get better as we move forward, but this is kind of broken down a little bit differently for you, just so you can have a comparison to show what the tasks were in the months. And I think that's kind of what you were asking for last month, I believe. So-
Yeah, just a month-by-month comparison, kind of like what we get from EMS. So
Yep.
It's just nice to see the trend line, and in this case, it's nice to see the trend line going down.
I think a lot of that has to do with, we had some vacation time to burn up in December. We had some things, so I don't know how realistic that picture really is. As
Okay.
it, I mean, I think there's some, yeah. I think we had some situations that required a lot more time to deal with as well. So if we're tied up in one situation, we obviously can't go out and deal with another, so.
Yeah. I was even wondering if it wasn't, the line of work you're in, could be somewhat seasonal.
Historically, around the holidays, mental health issues go up. So,
Go figure.
yeah. So I was a little bit surprised the number went down to 61, but again, we're amazingly 70s, 60s each month, so. I think one of the things we're seeing is that, like I said, a lot of these situations seem to take more time to resolve. Whether that's because the resources are already stretched thin or because we're just trying to find different resources for people. It could be a combination of those things. So I think a lot of times we're tied up for a couple of hours with the situation instead of just a quick resource and out of there. So any questions? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We
Thanks
have
for what you guys do.
2 monthly expenditure reports. Any comments there? Good, thank you. Fund 2243 operating.
Anybody have any questions on anything that they see in the report that I might be able to clarify for you?
You know, I always like to ask, is there anything jumps out, anything that,
No, really. Looking through this, when I got it, I don't see anything. I was surprised if somebody didn't mention the Lego sets that are on here. Those Lego sets were actually part of a communication drill that the shifts did. Lego sets from Walmart to help them learn to use radios more, follow directions from the radios. It was an actual shift training, so.
did it work?
See that.
The feedback was interesting of, hey, I talk too much, my directions aren't specific enough when I'm talking to somebody, so yes, it seemed to work pretty well.
Cool.
There's just some different, parts for maintenance that was done on different apparatus, some public education, drug screening tests, and then utilities.
Any questions on that fund?
I see nothing that jumps out at me, Mayor. I would make a motion to approve this.
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Fund 4410, equipment replacement. Any comments? No? Okay.
It's nice to see we have large percentages left towards the end of the year, some of these things.
Yeah, some of the biggest stuff is some of the remodel things that went on it. The downtown firehouse, which is new lighting, and putting a new floor covering down that'll be a little more hardy for the activity that it has.
If there are no other questions, I'll entertain a motion. to
I'd make
approve.
such a motion, Mayor.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Yes, sir?
Thank you, Chief Bowler.
I don't see any unfinished business on the agenda. New business, we have some appointments, a recording secretary and fire territory attorney. I guess I'll ask our attorney, what do you need us to do here?
Well, in reference to the recording secretary, you just need to entertain a motion. Typically, that's been Shirley. I'm not necessarily nominating or making her volunteer. But a motion required to appoint her for the year as well as the attorney for the territory for the year.
Okay, I think we'll start with the recording secretary first. Is there a motion for approval, Shirley?
I make the motion.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. Thanks, Gordon. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Thanks, Shirley. And at this time, we need to appoint the fire territory attorney. Is there a motion for Andrew?
I so move.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Sorry, who's second? Who did the
Uh,
second? Mike? Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Shirley. New ladder truck purchase.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
From what I understand, as far as the new ladder truck purchase, it has already been okayed to, for the build spec. That was accomplished, and that is at the last city meeting, and now it's amongst the territory. If you see it's for a 100-foot rear mount aerial platform, just like we have now, replacing the current ladder 13 at the amount of $1,812,000. So, a little perspective, when the current ladder was bought in 2005, it was $758,000.
Yeah.
So in 19 years, it's over doubled in price.
Yeah, there's two components to this. One was the actual specs themselves, and then one, I think that Chief Mayo had done some research on some financing options as well.
So the financing will be taken care of Friday at the Board of Works.
Okay.
And then the financing portion will be coming at the next meeting, territory
Gotcha.
meeting.
Okay. I just didn't want something to get lost in this.
Nope.
And it's my understanding, we're gonna hang on to the current ladder truck 13 and keep it?
That I am not sure of.
Is that what I understand?
And I'm not aware of that at this time. so.
Okay.
There's been some discussions back and forth of what to do with it. Is it worth selling off right now? Is it worth keeping? Just as far as busyness of our department, things breaking down. I researched a couple years ago to have the truck refurbished is actually more than what we bought it for now. So there's a lot of decisions, but I think the truck committee is dealing with that on what to do with it.
Moving off the Board of Works, Mike, and then also not being briefed by our former mayor, I'll work on that with the current chief and have that information for you. So, but sorry, I don't know that answer at this
Okay.
time. And what you're needing right now is approval from this board for the purchase agreement.
Yep.
Entering into the agreement. Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve?
We're approving the purchase agreement?
Entering into the agreement.
Okay, I'd make a motion to enter into an agreement.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any further comments from you?
No, sir.
Good, okay. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Thank you. Kosciuszko County interlocal agreement approval to enter another agreement.
Yes, and this agreement, we've been working towards the last couple of years of being able to communicate with dispatch, get better times through dispatch through a computer. And that's what this agreement is. It is saying that we will have permission to access the county server part of this agreement. And it's for the Freedom Fire app that'll go on computers, and a lot of what that'll be used for is tracking times. The guys will be able to go en route on the computer. They'll be able to go on scene, cut down on some of the radio traffic.
Any questions from the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any further comments?
No, sir?
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. And next on the agenda is travel requests.
So there's 3 travel requests for the peer support training in Valparaiso. 1 training request for the Vision 2020 Summit, Symposium in Tennessee. This is all part of, that is public education and public preparedness. And then 3 more travel requests for the post-traumatic purpose in Valparaiso.
Is there a motion to approve?
I just needed a minute to go through that. I'll make a
Fine.
motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Go ahead. Second, Jeannie, okay. Any further comments? Good,
Yes, sir.
okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other matters?
What's this?
You have a walk-in? Okay. Thanks, Chris.
Yes, sir.
So I handed this out to you before the meeting, just so you'd have a few minutes to look at it. I apologize for making this a walk-in, but this is the preventive maintenance agreement we do every year with Zoll for our heart monitors. They call it a contract. What it does is it locks that price in. The reason I made this a walk-in is I took a few vacation days. While I was gone, we had a monitor issue. And if we bring this gentleman in sooner rather than later, we can hopefully address that issue and get that monitor back in service so it's working like it's supposed to. The Zoll heart monitors we utilize probably more than any other equipment on medical calls. We do use that to take vital signs, do EKG tracings, do pulse oximetry, end tidal monitoring. We also use it for defibrillation and cardiac arrest, all sorts of things. It's a pretty important tool for us. So what this does is by having them come in and do the preventative maintenance, it takes some of that liability off of us because it's been professionally done and we have a record of that. So the reason it's a walk-in is I wanted to get him scheduled sooner rather than later, as I said. That way we can try to get, if there is a problem with the monitor, get it addressed, get it fixed. So
Chris,
I'm asking permission to go ahead and approve this amount for that preventive maintenance visit by the Zoll representative is what I'm asking.
Four total at $310 each for
Yes, sir.
a total price of $1,240.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
How many monitors are there, Chris?
There are 4. This covers all 4 of them.
Okay.
And these monitors, if we were to go out and have to replace them, I believe we're probably close to about $30,000 a piece. So we were lucky enough to get these through a grant, which is excellent. And to me, just my opinion, the $1,240 a year preventive maintenance
Right.
is a pretty small cost to keep those monitors running, so.
Is this the first time we will have entered into a contract like this?
We have done this, I think this is the 3rd or 4th time we've done this. I brought it in front of you each time we've done it, just to make sure that it's okay that we're, it's a pretty big expense, $1,240. He comes for one day, goes through each monitor, takes half an hour to an hour with each one, and just make sure everything's working like it's supposed to.
Appreciate your comments, Chris.
Yes, sir?
Any other questions?
I'd make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further comments, Chris?
No, sir.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Shirley?
Thank you.
Any other matters that need to be addressed? Any questions?
Welcome to our board, Mayor. Your first meeting is with us.
I'm holding on, man. Yeah, thanks for helping me out on the minutes. Of course, I wanted it to go smooth. I messed it up, but that's all
Nah,
right.
you didn't mess up.
Yeah, you guys are
We're a
great.
pretty informal group.
Privileged to be here, privileged to do this, and I certainly really appreciate, think of the fire territory and what everybody does. It's serious business, so it's just a privilege to be here. Thank you. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
You guys are just in time.
Yeah.
No problem. Thanks, Mayor. Hey, if you need anything, call me, okay? Need anything, call me.